Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So I'm doing this a bit early before it gets too hot, but as you'll figure out in a moment, I'm not going to be complaining about the weather for long. So I've got a few different things I want to talk about in this video. One is I do want to install a few things. I have this front matte black carbon fender from Taiga Performance in Thailand. I've used a lot of the Taiga parts on the Monkey and some of the other bikes in the garage. But this is a really cool finish. The matte black carbon matches the tip of the Yoshimura pipe. And even though I'm going to be swapping out that pipe soon, the new pipe I think has similar matte black carbon. So I think the shape and design of this looks great. Going to put this on. This is the Endurance undercowling that fits underneath the bike, covering the exhaust and a little bit up onto the engine. I'll leave it kind of hanging there. I could probably actually get it to fit with the exhaust as it is, but there would be some modifications that I would have to make, trimming out some of these pieces. This is fiberglass, so pretty easy to work with, and obviously I'm going to have to get it finished and painted before it's ready to go. But since again I'm going to be swapping out the exhaust where the cuts might be slightly different, I don't want to make any changes yet. So I'm going to put this on hold until I have the new Yoshi dual high exhaust, the dual mount high exhaust, and then I'll get this permanently attached. But the fit and finish of this is really good. Again, I got this on WeBike. I think it was close to $200 shipped, and again, it is supposed to be an exact replica of the RR version that Honda has an OEM edition of. I don't believe that's available here in the United States, but it looks like a pretty cool bike, so excited to eventually get this one on. So before I throw this piece on though, I wanted to bring the channel up to date on a couple of important changes for me and the family, and some impact to the channel, but only temporarily. For subscribers of the channel, I guess a little bit of backstory to explain the East Coast-ish name. So I grew up on the West Coast, in Southern California, and I've only lived out here on the East Coast for the last 7 years. So everybody that knows me has always considered me a West Coast guy, so I've only ever been East Coast-ish. The name has a couple of other plays, but that's the primary one. And as fate would have it, I got a great job opportunity back on the West Coast, so we're going to be packing up and heading to San Diego, California. I've absolutely loved it here in Florida. Again, short of the weather that I complain about during the summer, everything else we've really enjoyed. So I imagine that I'll probably get back to the East Coast at some point, but at least for now, west we go. So there will be a bit of a lull in the videos as we pack up and move, but hopefully not too long. I may actually have a couple more videos before we actually head out. I have a few other products on the way for the 2022 Grom, and actually for the couple of other bikes too. So if they get here in time and I have the bandwidth, I'll go ahead and get those installed and put up some videos, but otherwise I'll pick up them once I get set up out there. It also will be a hassle to move this many bikes, so I am considering selling some of these motorcycles. If you guys watch the channel, you'll probably know that I enjoy building motorcycles as much, if not more, than riding them. So I think it's time probably to sell a few of them to help with the moving, and also give me an opportunity to buy new things once I get out there so that I can start building those up too. Obviously my 22 Grom isn't for sale because I've got a lot of stuff to do on that. I'm also probably taking my Kawasaki ZX6R 636 with me because that's my go-to bike for getting around town. But the 82 Cafe build, which is absolutely gorgeous, but I've only put, I think, close to 300 miles on it. I believe that's going to be for sale. That is a great bike. Again, I have, for all of these, and I'll link in the description below, a full breakdown of the build and everything that's on the bike. It does require a little bit of a warm-up. You have to put the choke on, and I let it idle for a good 4 or 5 minutes before I take it off the idle and start riding it. But otherwise, it's a fantastic bike. And then the 2019 Monkey, which really started this channel and is an amazing bike. I'm thinking about selling that one, as well as the 1998 Japanese edition Monkey that is the predecessor to the 2019 Monkey. I believe maybe for sale too. So if anybody's interested in buying any one of those 3 bikes, please reach out to me at kent@eastcoastish.com. I don't have firm numbers yet, but I'm also not looking to make any money off of this. I've put a lot more money into the bikes than they're probably worth. So if you're interested in any one of those bikes, again, check out the videos in the description below to get a better understanding of what the bike is if you haven't already. And then reach out to me directly and we can talk. It'd be great if you're here in the Central Florida area and you could try out the bike, ride it around, and get a good feel for it. But a lot of the other bikes that I've sold so far have been all online transactions where it's only cost about $500 to ship a small bike out from Florida all the way to California, a little bit less if it's somewhere closer. So again, if you're interested in one of those bikes, and they're going to be hard to part with, but please reach out to me and we can see if we can't make a deal. Okay, so with that, let me get this fender off and this new fender on, and we'll see what it looks like. All right, so this should be a very simple install. There's these M5 Allen bolts on both sides, and then there's these two M10 nuts. The kit also came with OEM Honda hardware. There's these screws here that look very similar to this. I don't know if they're the exact same or not, but I'll reuse these if I can. If not, the kit came with new screws. But I think it's going to be as simple as unbolting those, popping it on, and getting it bolted back up. The bolts that came off the bike are much longer than the bolts that are supplied, so I'm thinking I will use the supplied bolts. It looks like there's a metal collet in the original one that is pretty thick, so it doesn't have the same one on the carbon fiber version, so I'll use the supplied hardware. And all the fitment looks like it lines up. I wanted to test fit it before I confirmed the case, but the fender for the 2022 is the same as all of the previous fenders. This was actually listed as for the SFROG Grom. It didn't call out the new version specifically, but it looks like they do share the same fender. So for any of the fenders you're looking at for this bike, you can use one from a previous generation Grom. And actually, now that I look at the supplied hardware, it looks like it may be too short. I think I am going to try first with the original hardware. I am going to use these supplied smaller screws for this hole back here though. It came with this double bolt with the extra nut. This was what held the reflector on, but since I'm not running the side reflector, this bolt here is the perfect length to clean that all up. Alright, so that was a very simple install, and the fitment of this is fantastic. Sometimes with carbon fiber or fiberglass, you get shapes that don't quite align. This actually all aligned very well, and particularly since it has this shape that comes to a point in the front. If it weren't lined up with the center line here in the tire, it wouldn't look good, but this does, and I'm very pleased with the outcome. So again, just a very easy aesthetic add, and I will get the belly pan installed once I get the Yoshi dual pipes. Anyway, so again, if you're interested in the cafe bike, the 2019 Monkey or the 98 Japanese edition Monkey, please shoot me an email to kent@westcoastish.com and we can talk. I probably actually only have a few weeks before I need to either sell these bikes or make the decision to go ahead and bring them with me to California. But again, I am excited about starting new builds out there and appreciate you guys' patience as I make the move. And while I close every video thanking you guys for watching and subscribing, I really do mean it. I enjoy very much building the bikes, but it's just as fun making these videos and getting to share this content with you all. So thanks again for watching. Stay tuned for more videos and keep on building.